how much did this house cost you up to this point? How much should I set aside before going into this kind of project? How much? How much? How much? Yeah, that's the question a good number of people are asking. Even Jesus wants to build an earthly home. Look at him. Hello everyone, welcome back to Flow Finance. It's been a while, yeah. The daughter of man has to work. How are you all doing? Welcome back everybody. If you're new here, this is a channel where we talk about investing in Nigeria. Yeah, in spite of what is going on in Nigeria, people are still building, people are still investing back home. Surprising, yeah? Don't be surprised. Remember that Nigeria is home and it will always be home for a lot of people. So people will continue to build back home. Before we go into today's video, if you live outside Nigeria and you need an app, a secure app that lives on your phone that will enable you send money to Nigeria in a jiffy, Sendwave has got you covered. Sendwave is a mobile app that you can download from either Play Store or App Store and install on your phone and use it to send money back to Nigeria. With Sendwave, there are 3 ways to send money to Nigeria. First, you can send it to your friend or family member in Nigeria and the person goes to any branch of Zenith Bank, Access Bank, GT Bank or Fidelity Bank and pick up the money over the counter. All the person needs to have is BVN and an acceptable ID, which include international passport, driver's license, or national ID. The person also needs to have a phone number because Sendwave will send some data the person will need to pick up the money at the bank to that phone number. So yeah, very easy. Go straight to any branch of the aforementioned banks and pick up the money over the counter. The person does not need to have a bank account in the mentioned banks. The second method is to send the money straight into a domiciliary dollar account held with GT Bank or Access Bank. Yeah, these 2 banks for now. They're planning to add more banks in the future. Yeah, when they do that, I'll announce it on my channel. So you send the money to this DOM account, domiciliary dollar account. Remember that now, any money you send to Nigeria must end up in dollars in Nigeria, whatever currency. So it will go into the person's dollar account or your own dollar account. Yeah, you can send to yourself your own dollar account in Nigeria. The money will sit there and the person or you can go and withdraw the money at your convenience. The third method is if the person you're sending to in Nigeria does not have a dollar account with the aforementioned banks, you can send to a Naira account in these 2 banks, GTB or Access Bank. And 2 currencies cannot mix in one account. So they're going to separate it. They'll automatically create a dollar account in the person's name. So this is for people that do not have an existing dollar account. You'll be wondering, oh, how do I go and open a dollar account? Just send to the person's Naira account in either GTB or Access Bank. And these 2 banks will open when the person goes to the bank to say, oh, I received so amount of money in this bank, in this Naira account. They will now say, okay, we've opened the dollar account for you automatically. Yeah, and then the money can sit there as well till the person is ready to get the money. So what else to do now? Download Sendwave, go to Play Store or App Store and download Sendwave on your phone and use my promo code FLOW when you're sending money for the first time to get $5, £5 or €5 added to your first transfer. Yes, that's it. Remember Sendwave, they've got you covered. Now, back to the topic of the day. Yes, a lot of people, oh yeah, I'm going to be using my computer a lot because I have a lot of information for you guys. I'm going to answer all your questions. I know some people say, Flo, we'll never answer this question. Today, I'll disappoint you. I'm going to answer it. Hey, we are going to look at the cost of materials in this video. Everything you need to build a house, the skeletal part of a house. By skeletal part of a house, I mean the foundation, DPC, ground floor, side walls, decking, first floor, side walls, and roofing. Yeah, that's the skeletal part of a house. I'm going to concentrate on this because for every house that is the same size as the house that I'm going to use as an example today, it will cost pretty much the same to take this house to this level, to the roofing level. After that, the cost of the house for each person varies a lot depending on how deep your pocket is. Yeah, the fittings, somebody might install a bath that costs 50,000 naira, and another person will install a jacuzzi that costs 1 million naira. So yeah, so the skeletal part of the house is standard for most people for the same size of house. Because a cement block is a cement block. You cannot use a golden block to build your house, can you? As always, I will illustrate my point with an example. So we'll be using this house. This is a 6-bedroom detached 1-story house. Yeah, we call this 1-story in Nigeria, but for those of you in the US, you'll call this a 2-story building. No, we don't count the ground floor when we are counting the number of stories of a building in Nigeria. So this is another view of it, the other view. And this house measures, the ground floor measures about 220 square meters. That's the equivalent in square foot. And the first floor measures slightly bigger, 250 square meters. The first floor is slightly bigger than the ground floor because if you look at the image of the house, you see that it has a cantilever. Cantilever is when the ground floor comes up like that and the first floor shoots out a little bit, so making some of the rooms, for instance, this room on this side here is bigger than this room on the ground floor. Yeah, the same goes for that because you can see the cantilever shooting out. So yeah, that's why it's slightly bigger, but yeah, that's what we are working with. We move on to the first stage. You remember in my video that I uploaded on my main channel, actually I'm going to bring that video and other videos, other finance videos I uploaded there over to this place so that I can consolidate everything. Anyway, that's by the way. I talked about building a house in safe stages so that you're not overwhelmed. That's a manageable way of building a house. You can build it in what I call safe stages. So when you watch that video, I'll put the link below. You understand what I mean, why I call them safe stages. So we're going to talk about this estimate in stages. Disclaimer, yeah, before I forget, I am not a quantity surveyor. The quotation I'm going to give you in this video is to give you an idea of, how much money. I know that a lot of people want to have an idea so they can go and save and know how much they need and if they can take on this kind of project at all. So yeah, this is just the vaguest estimate. If you want an accurate or something very close, like down to centimeters accuracy of the amount of money you need to build the skeletal part of this size of house, take your professionally drawn building plan to a quantity surveyor who will sit down, measure everything, count the blocks, even the half blocks for you, and you pay the person. But the thing is that some people don't like they don't value these services that these professionals offer. So they prefer Osho free. So how do they say it? You get what you pay for. So yeah, this is Osho free version, just a vague idea, very rough idea. As we go along, you will see that I missed out on a lot of kele things here. I'll be mentioning it as I go along. I believe those ones will not make or mar your ability to take on a project like this. Yeah, so here you can see 16 rods. Yeah, you're building a story building, so you need kakaraka. Yeah, for the pillars. Yeah, you need the strongest of rods to hold your pillars. Okay, you have 12 rods, and then you have 8 rods, and then the binding wire. If you go over here, this is our site engineer. Look at him when we were starting the house with his assistant. That's the big fat 16 rods, also known as Y16, and these are the 8 rods, or Y8. And these ones that look like ropes that are used to tie them together is the binding wire. This is the tiniest, the thinnest rod. It's a rod, but it's bendable. Then you need planks. They use the planks and the wood to make the pillars in the foundation, for the casting of these pillars that I showed you earlier. And of course, you need cement, You need laterite. Laterite is the red soil, the very red soil that we use to cover the foundation before we do the DPC. And of course, you need sharp sand for making the concrete. You need nails, you need pegs. Pegs are these short wood that are sold in bundles that they use to map out the area where they're going to transfer what they see on the building plan onto real life, onto the land, and start digging and know how to dig. So they use the pegs to do the boundary, map it out. They need stones, yeah, stones. You need stones, different sizes of stones. Like at this point, you need the big fat stones, yeah. Some people use granite or the one they call chippings, but stones are great for foundation. It's advisable to use local stones for the foundation instead of chippings. And then you need blocks, yeah, hollow blocks. These are 9-inch hollow blocks. And then we move on to the next stage, stage 2, which is the side walls and the decking. Again, we have 16 rods because the rods you put on the ground floor will continue till the end of the building. And you have 12 rods. You can see here that 12 rods are like 700 pieces. Rods is the biggest amount, takes the biggest amount at this stage because I tell you, the decking level, they do the rods like a basket. Let me show you. You see how they wove the thing here? Rod. If you're building a house, whenever you are approaching any decking, your heart will be doing beep, beep, you'll be shaking, like, because you know that your account will shake. Just imagine, look at this place, 7.4 million just for this stage. Yeah, it's because of the decking. Decking is so expensive. It's so expensive to make. Just for the decking, you see 500 pieces of planks. Planks are laid like to cover every floor because you're going to pour the concrete on the planks. Yeah, that's why you have this 500. I doubt even this 500 will be enough, but you know, remember, you may have some leftover materials from the previous stage. It may not be enough, who knows. You can only try to make an estimate. You can never ever get the quantity of materials you need to build a house accurate. Yeah, you can never. So just buy in batches and replenish as necessary. And then you need lots of cement, yeah, because you know it's the decking. And then you need bamboo. You need the bamboo to hold up the planks because as you're pouring, the concrete is heavy, so you don't want the planks to collapse when concrete is poured on them. So you need these bamboos as stilts to hold them in place. Later, all these things are removed, including the planks. And then you need, okay, I just remembered one thing now. There's a plastic bag that is used to cover the planks before the concrete is poured on it so that it doesn't leak. I didn't even put it here, so yeah. And then you need sharp sand, of course, for mixing the concrete. You need nails, and then you need stones. From this stage on, like from the note I made here, from this stage on, you can decide to move over to chippings or the one we call granite. But everything depends on availability. For instance, in my husband's village, buying stones is much easier because for those of you that follow me on my other channel where I did road trips, Owere Isukala, where they mine stones, yeah, is very close to my husband's village, a few minutes drive down there. So the tipper guys that bring the stones, all you need to do is call them and stone is on your site in a few minutes. Yeah. Like chippings, yeah, there's a lot of politics in chippings, and we get it all the way at Okigwe, and you never know when they're coming. You can call them today, in 2 days time they've not delivered, they're not sure. Yeah, there's always stories about it. That's about it per the second stage, the ground floor and decking. And for all these stages, when you finish work at this level, you can go and rest. Allow rain to beat it, as we say in Igbo land. Happy at a minimum. Nothing is happening. Nobody is looking at you. All they can do is talk. Because I know that I'm saying this because a lot of guys are so worried about what people will think. Oh, he's building his house 1 year, 1 block. Let it be. Build it at your own pace. Remember, this is a village house, like I always say. A village house is not an investment. If you build it, you want to build it in 6 months. By next year, that your design would have been old model. The person that is building 1 year, 1 block will be able to make some corrections and build a modern house by the time he's finished. Anyway, I'm joking. I'm just trying to say that there's no rush. Let nobody stress you into falling down or dying in the process of making money by all means, so that you can finish your house in record time. Yeah, don't let anybody do that to you. And then we move on to stage 3. Okay, this is stage 3, the side walls, the parapet, and the roof. All these I put into stage 3. But first of all, let's talk about just the side walls. As you can see here, I put the 16 mm rods and the 12 mm rods in red because, you know, we just finished doing 2 stages. So I'm thinking maybe there will be some material left over from the previous 2 stages. So you may not need to buy more 16 mm rods. Then the 12 mm as well. I know that the decking needs a lot of 12 mm, but still you may not need to buy up to 300 that I put here. So yeah, just bear that in mind. Like I said, buy in batches so that you don't have a lot of material lying waste by the time you finish building your house. You need binding wire there, you need cement for chucking the blocks, sand, of course, the usual things. You need blocks. So far we have 9,000 blocks, 3,000 per stage. Bear in mind that foundation takes the most blocks because there are no openings in the foundation, no windows, no doors. But when you come to the ground floor, you have a lot of openings, windows, doors. So depending on the number of doors or windows you have a lot of openings. The same thing on the first floor, you have a lot of openings. So you may use 3,000 blocks in the foundation or more, but you may not use up to that on the ground floor and on the first floor. Yeah, it depends. So again, buy in batches and watch your inventory. Stones for casting the lintel. You know, in the olden days, they did the lintels just above openings, above windows and doors. But these days, we do what they call chain lintel. You do lintel right round. You don't do bits and pieces. Yeah. Again, here you can use granite. I actually prefer granite for casting pillars and lintels because, you know, when you're casting these things, there are rods in between. So stones can get caught in between the rods and all that. I know they have a tool that they use to vibrate it to make sure that everything goes in, but you find that with stones, sometimes there will be a stubborn one that will be stuck, and when you remove the plank, you will see some holes somewhere, and that one will take a lot of cement during plastering. But yeah, when you use granite or chippings, these kinds of holes are minimized. From my experience, that's what I noticed. So if you can source granite where you live, use it for pillars and lintels. Stage 3B, parapet. In those days, they called something fascia board that they put in front of the roof, right round the building to make it look nice. They call it fascia board. And then they started using aluminium roofing sheets to do that. And then we moved to parapet. Parapet is about 10 years old. Yeah, I think these are parapets. In those days when they first started, they were doing this style that curved out like this. This one, the curve. But like I said, all these things, before you know it, they start calling it old models. This one is old model now. Nobody is doing it. What you see these days is this one, the step one. Like this one has 3 steps. Ours has 2 steps. Yeah, you see, 2 steps, just 2 steps. Again, I put the 8 mm rods and binding wire in red because you may not need any because you have some spillover from the previous stages. And then of course you need stones again. You can use chippings for that one. And then you get to roofing. That's stage 3C. Yeah, first of all, you do the woodwork for your roofing, this one. If you get a carpenter that can do a good job for you, they will do it. See how they're weaving the thing like baskets. So the thing takes a lot of wood. You can see 400 pieces of 2x2x18 wood, 400 pieces of 4x2x18 wood. So yeah, it needs a lot of wood. I doubt if this one will even be enough for this size of house, but yeah, that's an idea. Again, that's an idea. And then you need lots of nails. Yeah, and then you need the covering for the roofing sheets. Yeah, depending on what you want to use. These days, what is raining, again, what is in vogue is stone tiles, the type that we use in our house. Okay, so right now I asked them, the people that installed it for us, they said that it's 3,750 naira per square meter. Yeah, and then they have accessories like ridges and valleys. Yeah, depending on the shape of the building. Let me show you. Okay, look at them installing it at our house. So ridge is this one, like when it does like that, that thing that they put on top. And then the ones that are like that, nchemmili, they are called valley. Like when the two parts of the zinc slope this way. So the one that they put underneath to collect the water is called a valley. The number of that one depends on the shape of the roof of your house. The shape of the roof of our house is very simple. Look at it, very simple shape. But a house like this, you can imagine how many ridges and valleys you will buy. Look at that. Just on one side, you have one, two, three, four, five, six ridges. And that ridge, I don't even know what length it is. So along this path, you may have 2 or 3 ridges. I don't know. I don't know how long it is. One of it is. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 valleys. So this one, where the water will be coming down from, will be 4 valleys. So yeah, when they bring a design for you and you see all these corner, it will affect these kinds of things later when you're roofing your house. So you have to bear that in mind. The installation for this kind of square meters, 540 square meters, for instance, they will charge about 100,000 naira. There's also transportation, which I didn't even include here. They charge for transportation for their workers that will come and install this. When you're ready to do the roofing, that is after they have done the woodwork, you can call in a company that installs roofing sheets to come and take a measurement. They themselves will come and take the measurement and then give you a quote. They have their special nails that they use to tack them. They have sealants. They have a lot of things that come under accessories. So if you guys want me to break down roofing, I can make another video on that. I don't want to dwell on it in this video. That's why I put that amount there. Yeah, that's about the amount you need on accessories. Total of everything, you can see the grand total of all the stages, what it will cost you. You can see here that the decking decking, like the ground floor walls and decking cost a lot. That means that if you're going to build like a 2-story building, you have to have that wherever you have a decking. So you have to add another 7.5 million, yeah, if you're building a 2-story building, yeah. So something like that. And then you come up to that, and remember, I didn't even include transportation of materials here. I didn't even include job men. For instance, what I wrote for cement here is the price of cement in the market, the current price of cement in the market. But you need job men to load the cement onto the truck. You need the truck to bring it to your site. You need the job men to offload the cement at your site. So all these things, you pay money for it, are not free. Yeah. There was a time we were paying 50 naira, and this is per bag of cement. 50 naira loading and offloading, and transportation, I think, was 30 naira per bag. So you're looking at adding around 100 naira per bag, yeah, to the cost of cement. So because of that, for miscellaneous, I can just add 3 to 5 million, to be honest. So let's put 4 million there. Yeah, 4 million as miscellaneous. Yeah, for extra materials you will buy. Water, I didn't even add water. Yeah, we bought water in tankers, not tanks. For instance, during foundation, after you've poured the laterite, you need to soak it with water so that it can sink very well and become compact. Yeah, and all this mixing of concrete and everything, you need water for it. So yeah, you need a lot of water. I didn't even include that, but I believe that 4 million should cover any miscellaneous unexpected expenses. Yeah, so that brings us to a total of this. And for those asking how much it's in dollars, let's go to abokifx.com. Today, 18th May, Bureau de Change guys in Nigeria will buy your dollars at 480 naira. Check that. 23.4 million divided by 480, which will give you 48,000 or 49,000. That's what it will take you to build a house of this size, más o menos, if you talk to Spanish people. Yeah, más o menos, more or less. $49,000. to get this house to this skeletal level. Yeah, to this level of foundation, DPC, ground floor, decking, first floor, and roofing. Yeah, and then you can go and rest. You can even move in. As you notice, I didn't talk about labor at all in this, apart from the roofing where I quoted the labor they will charge when they are installing the stone tiles for you. But yeah, I didn't quote any labor whatsoever because labor varies by a lot from place to place. For instance, the cost of labor in our village is nowhere near the cost of labor in Lagos. Yeah. So if you want a detailed video about comparison, maybe comparison to give you an idea of what labor cost is, I can do that, but you need to ginger my swag, all right? Click the like button, share this video with your friends. If you're watching this video on WhatsApp, because yeah, a lot of people watch on WhatsApp, come over to YouTube, click the like button, chat with me in the comment section. Not later now, you sneak into my inbox and start saying, thank you for everything you're doing. You need to support the channel on YouTube, all right? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, click the like button, subscribe to the channel. I have more videos coming up for you guys very soon, I promise. I promise. I'm a busy woman. I promise. Yeah. I have a lot of videos. Good luck as you save up money to start your building project. I pray that you be in good health so that you can hustle more and do the right things, make money the right way, and build your house and complete your house. Yeah. Back home, while we keep our fingers crossed that in 2 years we have a change of government and hopefully the country can improve. Yeah, country can improve. We can start the journey back to at least where we were 6 years ago. So yeah, see you in my next video. Bye bye.